Welcome to the PT Legends podcast, where co-host Dave Bess and myself, Scott Carpenter, share our journey and secrets of success. From our humble beginnings as personal training employees of a big box gym to struggling studio owners that have made every mistake in the book, to where we are now, the owners of a multi-seven-figure business operating multiple personal training studios internationally, and now coach and mentor to fitness professionals in 5 countries and counting. This is our story, and these are our secrets. Subscribe to our podcast, learn, take action, and build your own fitness empire. So welcome, Nicole. Welcome to our podcast. So happy to have you on.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've talked about it before, but so many of our PT Legends clients that are most successful ones all have the common denominator that they are with HSN, Healthy Steps Nutrition, and they have been trained on nutrition and habits by you.
Well, that's an honor. Thank you. I think you guys have some really incredible clients that have joined your team, and the combination of, hey, let's understand how to coach people with nutrition. Now let's charge what we're worth. The opportunities are endless for a gym owner and their staff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I am constantly always shocked at the numbers that roll in. Like it's ridiculous. But the reason your guys like come in here and just crush it is because they're so confident already in their method of delivery. Right. So when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to habit-based coaching, and what I found out is actually you do a fair amount of role playing, right? When you take people on, right?
We do. So the way that training works is there's online modules, there's homework, and then there's mentoring calls. And during those mentoring calls, we role play with clients to ensure that by the time they graduate, they feel confident charging for nutrition and helping clients with nutrition. And I think so many times people go through online courses and there's not a two-way communication, and you're not really able to understand and like screw up on someone before you have those clients of your own. And when you can role play, the confidence level just skyrockets.
Absolutely. And Dave's the king. Like he's the one who was adamant when we started this whole thing. He's like, we are doing Zoom trainings 5 times a week, and we're going to do a hell of a lot of role playing in there, which is uncomfortable as hell. But
Yep.
that's how we create winners so quickly. And that's why they're so confident walking in to handle nutrition and be able to take somebody who needs this massive change in their life and be like, yep, I can do this. Let's go.
It's an interesting concept when you start talking about nutrition coaching versus a gym, right? Like, so gyms that have group classes, like you can take a group class or you can evaluate a group class and see how that coach is doing, right? Like I can see, is
Hmm.
Scott's 6 a.m. class the same as Dave's 6 p.m. class? I can watch it, I can have a check mark and see. Versus nutrition coaching, it's all behind a closed door, right? And it's a relationship that you have with the client. And if you don't role play, if you don't have systems in place, you are not able to provide a consistent experience. I can tell you because I screwed it up on my own for the first few years, and it was a struggle, and we didn't have a gym connected to our nutrition coaching program at that time. And then when we did have a gym connected to it, all of our clients talked to each other. So if I was doing something different than with one client, different than another client, it completely devalued the program. And when you
Hmm.
grow a nutrition program and you add coaches, how in the heck are you going to be able to ensure a consistent experience and ensure the service level as an owner that you want to provide if you don't have those systems and you aren't role playing and you aren't evaluating your clients? And I can tell you 10 times out of 10, gym owners don't have those systems in place before talking to us, and they have no idea how coaches are coaching their clients with nutrition.
Yes. I have been guilty of that.
We all have.
We all have of more of that management by abdication. Like you sit down with somebody for an hour, right? Or maybe 2 sessions or whatever with one of your employees, and you kind of teach them the basics and then just off and running and go. And you just start handing clients, and then they're just like dropping like flies, right?
Yeah, and I think it can go the other way. Like let's say Scott, you're really on the ball, right? Like you're following up with clients every day, for instance, and you're not charging that value, then fast forward a little bit longer, you're going to feel super overwhelmed with a few clients and you're not going to feel valued for the money that you're making. Versus, let's say Dave is like, okay, I'm going to follow up with clients every 3 days or once a week. And that's technically what's in the program, right? Like that's what they're paying for. Now, this client that's actually like you're following up with them as much as you're supposed to, Dave's client, it feels like he's not getting the same level of services as your client, right? And that's what we see happens all the time. And it gets exponentially worse when you have more coaches involved, because then it's very different if you don't have the systems in place.
Yeah.
What does a role play look like with you guys? I'm very, very interested. Like, what does a nutritional role play look like?
So actually the last step of the training process with us is a coach evaluation with one of our dietitians on staff. So you're the coach, we're the client. We have like different scenarios that we've come up, like a busy traveling mom, a dad, or whatever, and you're doing an initial consult with us. And I want to make sure you're following the steps and making sure that client is walking away with actionable steps and one habit, not a million things that you told them to do where they feel overwhelmed, and that you're utilizing our app, that you are giving them the resources and tools so that they're walking away feeling really confident they can implement the plan that you guys build together. And when we implemented this coach evaluation, it was a game changer for coaches. Like they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so confident. So that's one aspect that's in the training process. We also do role plays with challenges. So Scott, I mentioned this before we started recording, but so many gyms run challenges, right? And like, this is the most common thing I hear. I run a challenge and my nutrition program ends at the end of the challenge. Like I have all these informal conversations, right? I've heard it 5,000 times at least since we started this company. And the problem is you've set up the challenge wrong. Like if we don't build individual meetings with clients at the beginning and at the end and be really confident guiding them to upgrade their membership to nutrition and fitness, you're not going to get people staying with your nutrition program longer. And it's not just a financial piece for the business because you're adding an additional revenue stream. It's an impact difference with the client because we know that 2/3 of people will regain the weight they worked really hard to lose. And why is that? It's because they don't have the accountability and support to help them. So another thing that we do, and we're actually doing this today, is every month we do coach intensives. They're 90 minutes long, so a little bit longer training. And we go through, okay, here's the overarching like main goals. All right, now we're going to role play. So today we're doing a challenge one where we're going to role play the initial meeting. So a coach is going to be the coach and I'm going to be the client for the initial meeting. And then we're going to role play the ending meeting. Like, okay, now guide me to get my membership upgraded to nutrition and fitness because that's what they need. And I guarantee you the people that are on this webinar will do a better job converting people to ongoing coaching and continuing their membership with nutrition and fitness after they wrap up a challenge. We did this with one of the gyms who was launching a challenge, and she came on. We do a live training every Monday, and she came on this past Monday and said, I converted 19 out of 22 people in my challenge to ongoing coaching. So
phenomenal.
When you do it right, when you follow the systems, it works similar to your program. Like when you have the systems in place and you feel confident, it works. It's just most people don't have all those pieces of the puzzle or they're not confident.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so many gym owners are just terrible about the renewals too. Because they don't have a process. They wait, and whether it's them or somebody, maybe it's one of their coaches or trainers, oh, like, looks like this is like your last session or your last week, right? So what do you want to do? You leave it up to that. And yeah, you're going to suffer big time in your renewals, but you have a plan going into it and you've role played it. It's a whole different ball game.
If you can understand why it's important for people to continue with you with ongoing coaching to have the impact and help them reach the transformation they're looking for, you're so much more confident. It's less about selling them and upgrading their membership. It's more about, hey, you need this to be successful. And I'm so confident that I can continue to help you. And when you do that, it's such an easier conversation, and people don't feel like you're selling, and you don't feel like you're selling.
That's preach, Nicole, because that is exactly what we do all the time. Belief and certainty. And Dave likes to take it a step further, is conviction. Like, you have a responsibility to do this for somebody. That's it. And it's not selling. It's not, you don't have to be nervous going into that conversation. It's taking that strong doctor frame. You know what's best for that person. You are the professional, and you're commanding that conversation, and you are telling them what they need to do for their best interest. It's kind of that simple.
And I think one of the things that I heard feedback from your program from Melinda and Sarah is that you guys, they love the role playing because you could throw different scenarios at them. And then they hear, okay, Dave say something, and then someone else say something, and someone else, and you take a combination of what resonates with you. And now you have all of these different tools in your toolbox to go into these conversations and know, all right, I know how to handle that objection. I know how to handle this. I'm confident that I can still help you. And let's just redirect back to the why that you came in here.
Absolutely. And that's why I love your program so much, is because, I mean, early in my career, with certifications or this or that, I mean, this is back when I was an employee too, at a big box gym and all that, but all the nutrition stuff was just all technical stuff. All of it was technical, with maybe like a teeny bit on actually how to be a good coach. And so you're learning about the different energy systems and the ATP CP cycle. You're learning about this, that, the other, and all these things that your end user, your client, really does not ever care about. Ever.
I lost so much business because I didn't figure that out fast enough.
Yeah.
And I have my master's in nutrition. I have way too much knowledge in my head about metabolism and all the different cycles and all the different stuff that no one cares about. And when I started simplifying the process and realizing like, okay, my value is in accountability, not telling someone exactly what they need to eat, the whole program changed, and our length of engagement with clients went from 1 month to 4 years. Like, we have clients that have been with us forever. And it's not because we're giving them secret sauce or telling them something special every single time. It's, hey, you're going to check in with me. I'm going to be here to support you, to help you navigate everything life throws at you. And I want to be this support system, this rock that can help you when you fall off track. I'm going to help you get back on.
Exactly. Then that's it. Like, people want to be led. They need somebody to help guide them. We all want somebody. We've just hired a business coach, right?
Yep.
And it's nice to have a weekly meeting with him. And we're not going to learn anything revolutionary that we couldn't already figure out on our own, but we've got him guiding us, with our priorities and holding us accountable, making sure it gets done, and making sure we do the stuff that we don't really want to do either. Right.
Yep.
And it's nice to have somebody lay out a roadmap and be there for you. It is fantastic. Everybody wants and craves that.
Changing habits is really hard. And why so many people fail is because they want to go super strict, see the results, and then they fall off because it was too hard. And when you can take the pressure off, it actually helps you as a coach build rapport with that client so much faster, because you're not trying to tell them all the things. You're just focusing on one thing at a time. Have them be consistent with that. Let them see the wins with that, and then add the next thing to the plate. And I think, so we have Healthy Steps Nutrition HQ, which we have nutrition clients in our gym. And then we have the mentoring program where we help other gyms, similar to how you guys started. Like, it happened by accident. And, fast forward 6 years, here we are, 7 years at this point. So many people call us at Healthy Steps Nutrition HQ and they say, hey, I need a diet. I need a meal plan. And that's the most common thing people want. When they want to lose weight, they want a meal plan, and they'll call you for that. And it's a conversation with us. Like, you actually don't need a meal plan. Go look it up on Google if that's what you want. That's not what we provide. We provide coaching and accountability to help you stay on track. Can we give you meal ideas? Can we help you create some sample meals? Absolutely. But that's not the role. Like, you can find that online, and that's not the value that you're going to see in our program. And when you say that to them, they realize, you're right. I don't need a meal plan. I need a coach helping me. And if you can help people understand that, similar to what you guys are talking about with transformation packages, you can get nutrition only clients signed up too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, Listeners, does any of this sound familiar? Right. This is exactly what we're preaching. Right. And HSN is a way to like enhance your, like learn all you need to, because some of you are not as confident as you need to be on that end with nutrition. And it can be overly complicated. It's like, out of all the places where I can go with this, how do I even start to do this? That's what they really help you do. Nicole, I also want to ask, what are some best practices that you could share? Because you have a lot of experience, many, many years, and working with a lot of different gym owners. What are some best practices that you've seen over the years?
The biggest thing gym owners need to do is revamp their intake process to have an option that includes nutrition, fitness, and accountability. And that's really where you guys come in, like help them feel confident, like getting people to guide them to that option. I think so many gym owners, they just want to get a sale, right? And they're like, okay, I just need to get
Mhm.
a new person in the door. I just need to get them signed up. And they sell them on fitness to the solution to their problem. Like the person's coming in to lose weight, they're looking to, feel more confident, all these other reasons why they want to come in and they get out of their comfort zone. You sold them on fitness being that solution. And then a month later, like, actually, wait, no, nope. I want you to go talk to our nutrition coach now. It's like, it's too late at that point. You need to have a solid front end offering that encompasses nutrition, fitness, and accountability. And when you do that, your clients are going to see so much better results, and it's a win-win. So I think that's definitely one of the best practices. The other thing that I think so many gym owners struggle with, and I think as a business owner, this is something that you have to be really intentional with, is, making sure that when people are following you either on social media and email, are they seeing just fitness pictures of people lifting heavy barbells, or are they seeing help from you about nutrition, fitness, and accountability? Are they seeing fad diets, or are they seeing a lifestyle change? And when you start talking about it consistently, your clients will start understanding, okay, this is how you can help me. You've already given me some tips. You've already helped me a little bit. Now I'm ready to invest in myself. And I think, it's tough. Obviously, like, we're doing this podcast, all of these things that you guys do to create content takes a lot of time, and most gym owners wear every hat, so they don't have the time until they sign up with you and they start making money, and then they can afford to pay people to do things.
Mhm.
But you have to be consistent with creating content. And that's one of the reasons why we give nutrition tips, email content, video scripts. Like, hey, here's the plug and play thing. Put it into your social media, put it
Nice.
into your email content, and do it. So I think that's another piece. And then the third thing that I would say is finding the right fit to run the program. A fitness coach, the skill set for a fitness coach and the skill set for a nutrition accountability person are not always the same.
100%. We'll absolutely agree with that. And we split those roles. You can develop, hey, here's sales, and here's your coaching, like your nutrition coaching and accountability. And then there's the delivery of whatever kind of fitness model you have, whether it's one-on-one or group. And yeah, people can do both, but only if there's a good fit. And like you said, quite often it's just not. And we try and jam a square peg into a round hole, and it just doesn't work.
There is a mentoring group that was around a few years ago. I don't know if they're still around, but their model was basically like a coach had an assigned group of clients, and they were responsible for everything for that group of clients. And I had a few of their gyms go through our program at the beginning, and they didn't do well. And it was because you're trying to get someone who's not passionate about nutrition, that doesn't have good follow-up. They have really good skill set to show up at 6 a.m. and be done at 7 a.m. They have a
Mm-hmm.
really good skill set of being able to coach a deadlift or coach a squat, or, help someone get a muscle up. But to help them change their lifestyle in regards to nutrition and their support system and like the soft skills needed that you need to be an effective nutrition coach, they didn't have that. So people didn't stick around for a long time. And then I was like, all right, either like this model has to change to fit our program, or I don't, like, we started kind of weeding those people out in our process. Cause if gyms are going to sign up for our program and invest in their business, I want them to be successful. And to be successful, you need a good nutrition coach, or you're not going to be successful. You're not going to have a good length of engagement for nutrition clients.
100%. For sure. We have beat ourselves head against the wall. When you try and make that trainer or that just a coaching of the group fit everything and do everything, it's just a disaster. And they might actually even be good at nutrition, but they might suck at organization and accountability and follow through. And that's what your clients need. And it's a nightmare.
The follow through, and like you need the systems, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
systems help you. If you have automations, you have systems. We have the HSN app that makes life a lot easier for coaches. But if someone's not passionate about nutrition, like if they're eating donuts and ice cream every day,
Yeah.
and then they're telling the coach to eat or the client to eat whole foods, how is that client going to respect the coach? So like they have to walk the walk. And what we found is people that are just super positive, people that are cheerleaders, people that are motivating, like you got to find the bright spots. And if someone just doesn't have that personality, like it's okay. Like you can still be a great fitness coach. You can still be a great personal trainer, but the skill set you need to be an effective nutrition coach is just not there.
Yeah. You got to really feel for people too. You got to really want to help them. We've had it where we had people who on paper, they're great, but they don't really care that much about, impacting lives in that way. And it's just never going to work. And you can't teach that, right? It's either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. So
One of the tests I always like to do, so when I do free calls with gym owners to see like, are you a good fit with our program? The biggest question I'm asking is like, hey, you're wearing a lot of hats. You have to go through the training, but you're not going to be the person running this program. Who's going to be the person that runs this program? And we'll kind of navigate like, okay, let's go through your coaching staff first. Is anyone really passionate about nutrition? Is anyone really good with follow through? Is anyone, a good cheerleader, really positive? Do they have good relationships with their clients? Like who fits all of those categories? They might pick like one or two people. All right. Or maybe they pick none. They're like, Nicole, no one on my staff is passionate about nutrition. All right, let's move outside of your staff. Who in your community? Do you have a nurse or a teacher that's really passionate? Like the skill set to be a nurse and teacher, you have to have a lot of patience for sure. You have to be really good with follow through. And, if they have a passion for nutrition, maybe you have a member that wants to be a part of your community and your nutrition coaching program that would be a good fit. So one of the action steps I like to do when I'm thinking about bringing someone else on our staff is we'll have an initial conversation like, hey, we have this opportunity. I thought of you, and this is the reason why I thought of you. Is this something that you'd be interested in? Yes. Okay, great. Go ahead and email me the why that you think that this would be something that you're interested in and why you would be passionate and why you would be an awesome nutrition coach. I don't give them a deadline on it. I want to see how long it's going to take them to follow up with me to see okay, is it a good email or did they say, give me one sentence? Like, I like to help people. Like, what's their why? They kind of like what you guys do with clients. Like, is this going to be a good fit? And if it is, okay, great. Let's bring you on board. We'll train you. We'll get you up to speed and we'll get you clients.
very smart. I like that. That's great. A hiring practice for anything is, see how much they want it. See how much they're willing to put into it. Like, if they really want it, they'll show it. And if they don't, well, you have your answer. You don't have to waste your time.
I think I'm sure we've all hired people that were, their resume was really good, but then once they got in, you're like, crap, this was not the best hire. I've done better.
Yep.
And you can just see some of those follow-up skills. If you can see, like, do you think that they're going to fit into the culture that you want for your business? It's going to be so much easier. The cool thing with hiring people within and bringing coaches within is you already know a lot about them. You already know, like, they're not going to be able to fake it in an interview because you already know so much about them. So I personally love hiring within, especially for the mentoring program. Every single one of our mentors has been successfully running nutrition programs in their gyms for years before they come on our team.
That's great. That's fantastic. Nicole, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. It's been great and sharing your wisdom, your best practices over the last several years of creating and running HSN. It's amazing. For those who want to learn more about you and to learn more about HSN, how do they find you?
So we also have a podcast, Grow Your Nutrition Business, and growyournutritionbusiness.com. I can give you my email. People feel free to reach out to me. We have every gym owner book a free call, so you're welcome to do that as well.
Perfect. We will put all your links in the show notes. And Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on. And thank you all you legends for listening in. We'll see you next week. Dave and myself, Scott, would love to thank you for tuning in and listening to the PT Legends podcast. You can get direct access to us by joining our free Facebook group. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/7-figure personal trainer. That's 7-figure personal trainer with the number 7. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can keep on learning and keep on living. Finally, if you picked up any tips whatsoever in this episode that you found helpful, be sure to leave us a review and tell us what you like best about it. Can't wait to see you on the next episode.